Hello there, folks. Welcome back. You're watching the United Kingdom's Speedrunner Gathering. We're normally a 2-day marathon running 4 times a year in Glasgow, Scotland, but due to the situation with COVID-19, we are bringing you 3 days of exciting speedruns from the comfort of our own homes to yours. And now we have Ryan Ford, who's going to be doing the awesome Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. Ryan, please take it away.
Hey everybody, yeah, I'm Ryan Ford. Some of y'all might know me from Super Smash Bros. Melee, like competitive playing. Yeah, if you didn't know, I also speedrun a bunch of games as of the last, 3 years or so. So yeah, I'm gonna be running Donkey Kong Country 2 any percent, so this category is pretty tough, so I might be quiet during some parts, but Tim, you're fine to talk, regardless when I'm playing, so don't worry about it. Alright, so I'll start a countdown from 3 so we can get the timer started. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so any percent. Of course, so there's no restrictions on how to beat the game, aside from using cheat codes. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, aside from using cheat codes. For the first 2 worlds, for the most part, I'm just going to be using a combination of dev-intended warps and also wrong warps as well. First one coming up in the second level. Well, first wrong warp coming up in the second level. Yeah, so the devs have put some intended warps in every level in World 1 and World 2. So when it's when there's no wrong warp available, then I'm gonna just do the intended warp. So there I got an invisible object called So I got something called an invisible object by doing a beetle clash. So if you're holding a beetle and let another beetle walk towards you, you can interrupt your throwing animation. It's a 6-frame window if you're doing it with Diddy, and it's a much larger window with Dixie. And yeah, you can get an invisible object if you clash, which can corrupt certain barrels or move objects around you. And there I did a trick called Luckjaw. So I was able to jump into that warp barrel instead of doing a team-up throw to save about 2 seconds. And next is a hard wrong warp, so I'm going to be quiet about it at first. Okay, cool, I got it. Or got the setup anyway. Yeah, so I did the trick there called Rattly Double Jump. So for the true double jump, you have a 3-frame window around when you're starting your descent to hold A and B, and you'll get a glitchy jump that you can also jump out of, thus getting a double jump. So I was able to get up high in the top sail, and then, yeah, did another beetle clash. It's, pretty difficult to get that beetle clash quickly because the ground is sloped, where you're trying to clash off of the beetle, so that makes it difficult. Hey, perfect RNG on this fight. So the 3rd and 4th cycle of this fight, Crow, when he bumps into the nest, there's a 50% chance he'll get a real egg or a fake egg. And yeah, I got 2 real ones in a row. That's perfect luck. My PB for fakes is 14, so yeah, sometimes you can just lose 45 seconds to RNG. So there I did another invincible object setup. That one's called Clobber Busting. So, set certain ID values and let the clobber, shoot, trying to explain. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, let the clobber, die while, there's another object to pick up nearby. And, yeah, that causes you to get an invisible object. Then that previous level, I did a Team Throw Super Jump, also known as the Big Boy. So if you throw your partner into an enemy, horizontal throw only, then when your partner's coming back to you, then if you're holding the B button after they've hit them, then you can get a second jump in the air. And there I got the fanfare. Whoops, I got the fanfare with Dixie particularly because her guitar solo is a lot faster than Diddy's rap, so. Anytime that you're forced to get a fanfare, so at the end of boss fights, and, yeah, end of boss fights, and, I think that level might be the only, one where you're forced to, get a fanfare without that's not a boss fight. So yeah, it saves about 4 seconds over Diddy's rap. So yeah, so it does save a lot of time to have Dixie for those points. Oh, I see a community member in the in the chat. All right, so nothing really impressive there, just standard like taking the warp. Oh, I actually did a goal swap though at the end. So if you shoot yourself out of barrels, including warp barrels, if you run onto the goal and press select to swap your Kongs, then it'll also activate the goal while also swapping your order, so that you can save a second from not having to go through them swapping. So here's Cleaver. Where those cannonballs land is RNG, so it doesn't waste too much time if you get bad luck. I kind of got like bad luck for the last 2 spawns, but it barely loses any time, like if any at all. Okay, and there I'm trying to get into a position for a cannonball to drop just as Cleaver is coming down on top of me, so that I can just hit him like as Dixie is picking up the cannonball. And of course, again, ending the fight with Dixie, so that I get the guitar, the guitar solo. Because swapping Kongs as well takes about a second, so even though I'm going to do a swap after this level, like right away, yeah, it's still faster to just end that level with Dixie than to end it with Diddy. So Diddy's movement in general is faster than Dixie's when going horizontal. So for most horizontal platforming, almost always want to be Diddy and not Dixie. Dixie does have like a lot of good uses throughout the run, but yeah, for the most part when like running in a straight line, then almost always want to be Diddy. Alright, I got scared there when I jumped into that second barrel before the checkpoint, because there is exactly 1 pixel or 1 frame where if you jump, you'll fall in between both of those barrels and die. I've never had it happen, but I saw it happen to someone in a race, and I was like, wow, that really sucks. So, I'm scared now. Tass actually takes advantage of it by doing a Ramby double jump. So if you saw me doing mid-air jumps with Ramby just now, it's not intended, even though I thought it was an intended mechanic in the game. It's actually a glitch. Alright, so this level is actually like pretty hard to optimize, even though it's just swimming, because you really want to avoid bonking corners in general. It's faster to do most of the level with just 1 Kong, so that's why I'm using Dixie. Because if you have Diddy with you too, it causes lag in a lot of spots, so you can save like a couple seconds by doing this with a solo Kong. But then obviously the risk is that you know, if you make a mistake and get hit, then you're dead. There, like, I bonked walls a couple times, and like, you can see how much speed I lost when I bonked. So, this level definitely separates like good players from great players. So, grabbing Diddy here. Also, swapping Kongs in water is faster than on the ground or on land, but I'll try to show off the goal swap strat. Like, most runners make it look easy, but I for whatever reason like struggle really hard, particularly with this goal swap. So I might get a fanfare or might take damage, but we'll see. Oh, never mind, I got it. Well, first time in a run that I've gotten it, so that's cool. Now, what's this, Crockhead? This level is pretty dangerous because there's like swamp water everywhere, so falling into pits and dying is like pretty common in this level. Additionally, there is a wrong warp that saves about 25 seconds right after the mid barrel, so if I fail it badly enough, I might have to take a death on purpose and try again. So for whatever reason, cutlasses, when they're raising their swords up, changes certain ID values. So for whatever reason, when you take damage there with Dixie, you can shoot into that barrel and wrong warp yourself out because of the ID values getting changed. That's one of the newer wrong warps. I think it might be like the second newest wrong work. Could be wrong. Or wait, no. I forgot about the new one that the world record has. So I think it's the third newest, actually. But the tutorial I followed to learn this speedrun was, it was definitely like way before that wrong work. So I didn't even know it existed until like I was about to start my first run. And I was like, then I watched the world record video for reference and I was like, wait, there's a wrong work here? So I had to like learn that like an hour before my first run. So yeah, this level, Rattle Battle, a lot of runners either love it or hate it. I'm pretty impartial, because honestly I just copied a top player for their movement, and then yeah, was able to just figure it out because of that. So we usually don't have too much trouble with this level, but occasionally things can go wrong sometimes. You want to be airborne for as much as possible, because Ratley is really slow when he's moving on the ground. So now here comes another sort of difficult wrong work. I definitely lose runs a lot to this one, so gonna try to not fail it this time. I've definitely updated some strats as well, so feel my consistency has improved on it a lot though. So another Beetle Clash. Oh, this might be dicey. All right, it worked. It worked. And yeah, because if you load the wrong things on the screen in the wrong order, then it screws up the ID values for that. And if you screw up that wrong work, it loses like upwards of 40 seconds. So for me, I just pretty much have to reset if I'm like not in a race or in a marathon setting. Then this level, everyone knows the banger music. Oh, that was a bad mistake. So you just gotta follow the path when shooting out of barrels. There is one piece of tech called quick shots. So if a barrel is already facing the direction you want to go, you have about a 3-frame window to shoot as soon as you land in the barrel, to shoot in the direction you want to go before it turns. So I did miss like 2 quick shots, I think, and hit like 4 of them. And here's Vine Clip, I hope. Nope, I missed it. Dang. Alright, here's the backup strat. So since I still had the super jump state, then I was able to just damage boost and get up and skip what's called the Maze of Shame. Yeah, I think that loses like about 10-ish seconds, messing up the Vine Clip there. So this boss fight is quite a snooze fest. There is one piece of tech I'll try to do. I'll try it until I fail it once to save a little bit of time. But you can kind of get like quick hits on Cudgel when he comes down from the air. But yeah, if my host has anything that they want to say... Oh, I messed it up. Yeah, if host has anything that I want to say, then for like at least a minute or so, then you can definitely go ahead.
Well, that's perfect timing. Thank you very much, because we have received a $30 donation from the previous runner, Nick RP Green. Promised following my Klonoa run. $10 as my base donation and an extra $10 for each engine skip I missed. Put my donation towards the bonus game. More runs equals more fun. Thank you very much indeed, Nick. Amazing run, and thank you for your generous donation.
All right, thank you very much for that, and also GG's. Oh, what the? I wasn't paying attention. All right, just gotta make sure not to die here, even though I've gotten 2 extra cycles from Cudgel now. Probably wasted about 20 seconds, but no matter. Still got this. So yeah, again, still pretty much a snooze fest. So yeah, if there's like anything else you want to say, then definitely go ahead.
Yeah, surely. Just wanted to chip in really about the game itself here. Donkey Kong Country. Not a lot of people maybe know this, but the development team behind Donkey Kong Country are, of course, a British development team, and they originally started on the ZX Spectrum as Ultimate Play the Game, and then went on to become Rare. Oh. And it is I've followed them from the very earliest games, and of course, Donkey Kong Country are also some of my favourite titles. So it's amazing to see, for those of us that lived back then, to see the very early games and to see what they came forward to do. So it's fantastic. Yeah, and I've always got a place for Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, excellent. I actually didn't know about that like before they became rare. So now I got to look that up after the run.
Yeah, there was a lot of early 8-bit games, Jetpack being the obvious one because that was
yeah.
included as a mini game in Donkey Kong 64, I think.
Yep.
So that was the sort of games that they were doing at that time.
Holy, I struggled heavy with that game in Donkey Kong 64. Now it's like trivial in DK64 for me, but like there was a long like struggle and frustration to like get the item you need to get.
Yeah,
there.
They require a lot of practice, those sorts of games. Mind you, so does this sort of game to run it well. So
exactly. Yeah, there I did a trick called Scrolly Scroll, which people usually get hype about it, so I figured I'd point it out. If you do it optimally, it only saves about a second over keeping Squitter and doing the rest of the level with Squitter. Or as the community likes to call him, Shoes the Spider. Oh yeah, also, this next level is another, like, minute-and-a-half auto-scroller, so yeah, by all means, say anything else you want to say, go ahead.
yeah, no, I mean, I have to say, first of all, just watching the graphics there, the graphics on the sort of honeycomb levels, the bramble levels, this game, in my opinion, was obviously ahead of its time. I mean, this is probably, I don't know what your thoughts are, Ryan. Is this your favorite of the DKC games, the original 3?
Yep. By far. Yeah. Even though I love all 3, but this one stood out to me the most, like always when I played it.
Yep, I think it's difficult to underestimate these days to what's the word? Underappreciate how much of an impact DKC itself, the original, had when it first came out.
Yep.
It really, really was a very, in terms of its technology, pushing the SNES to its absolute limits. And it always amazes me to see them and think about the time they were made and what other games were out at the time that they were made. And this is still one of my favorite games ever. It's just such an amazing game.
Exactly. Like DKC 1 came out in 1993, I think. And like, I played it a year after it came out. I was like 4 years old back then, and a neighbor from my old neighborhood was the one that owned the trilogy, and he got like each one when they came out. So it was thanks to him that I like fell in love with DKC 2. Like I played it when I was 5 years old because he got it on release, and we did like the 2-player co-op together. It was like me, him, and my older brother, and then after we would beat the game together, then I'd usually ask to borrow the game, and then I would like play through it by myself as well. And, I must have borrowed that game like several dozen times to like play it from him. I'm gonna play this one safe though. This wrong work coming up because I kill a lot of runs here, and a lot of mid-level runners especially kill runs to failing this wrong work because there's a lot of steps to it. But that was pretty clean. Yeah, pretty much using the corner of the bramble. For whatever reason, it like turns you around when you land on the slope of the bramble. And if you release the Y button to let go of the beetle during that turnaround animation, it makes you drop it, and you get an invincible object if you let go and repress it. So, I don't know why that works, but I know how it works.
Yeah, just to chip in there, those wrong warps, Ryan's making them look easy here. They're not. They're not easy to pull off. They require plenty of practice. That's one of the reasons I don't speedrun this game myself, because I don't think I could do the tech involved. But they are so amazing when you get them off in a run, and really satisfied to see it go well.
Yeah, it definitely takes practice, but if you don't feel like doing the wrong warps, then I'd recommend the warpless category. Yeah, you can just avoid taking warps and still get to learn like most of the movement of the game. So that's my recommendation for starting out for most people that want to get into it. It's definitely a less popular category than any %, but I think it's a good starting point. So yeah, that auto scroller is like really fast. I can't read chat during that level because I can't do it like with my eyes closed like some runners can. So yeah, this level, there's a high chance that I'll probably die at least once. Most top runners will tell you that this is probably like in their like top 3 hardest levels to optimize. Trying to go fast, it's very easy to like bonk into walls and die. Like I bonked into a wall there and almost died. Alright, now I'm just gonna go slow here because I also don't want to lose Diddy or die, so. There was a strat where when I grabbed that mid barrel, I could have rolled under the level instead, like I did earlier. But since I was kind of messing up my movement, you know, sometimes you gotta know when to fold. Sometimes trying to like force the optimal trick when you're already like, you know, messing up something and like trying to kind of reset your mindset. It definitely helps to like breathe. And that wrong warp is also pretty difficult. There's like a lot of like rules and restrictions on like how to do that wrong warp, even though like I feel like I made it look easy. But
Yeah.
my PB before my most recent PB, I actually missed that wrong warp. It was like the one I missed, and it lost like, I don't know, 20 seconds, I think.
The setup for that one warp is actually quite, as Ryan just said, very, very quite complicated, and pulled it off beautifully there. But one of the things I like about this game as a speedrun is really, obviously you've got the glitches, but it comes down to execution. There is very little RNG in the run, and it is literally down to how well you pull it off, how much you pull off the tricks, how well you pull off the movement. And for me, it's a classic speed game because of that. It's so much fun to watch. The music is outstanding, and it's a really good display of runner skill.
Yeah, this game is whoa, what the heck is going on? Alright, yeah, of all the games that I run, this is like my favorite one to grind. Mostly because, as you mentioned, like there's very little RNG in the run, so it feels easy to like practice strats and like grind out runs because like generally it's like if you get out of World 1, then World 1 and World 2 in this run, then yeah, you have like almost no RNG left, so it's like pretty much just down to your execution, as you said. So also with that, like a lot of top runners, like usually their PBs will end up being extremely close to their sum of best because of that. Even though I'm not a top runner, my most recent PB is also like 20 seconds behind my sum of best. I made like a 12-second mistake at the like near the end of the run, so it would have been cool to be like 8 seconds behind my sum of best if I didn't make that one flop. But yeah, I think since I submitted this category to this marathon, I've gotten and came back to this category. I think I've cut my PB down by like 2.5 minutes since then. So I'm at a 40:07 as of 3 days ago. It's pretty recent. Uh-oh. There's a okay, I'm not gonna give attention to the chat.
I've got to ask, who is your favourite animal buddy? I mean, you mentioned him earlier on. It's Shoes for me, definitely. But who's your favourite?
He's also mine, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a global Twitch emote, and kind of a lot of debate in the community, but there's a global emote called Heck Ramby, so I'm definitely on that camp. He's hard to control, more so in Donkey Kong Country 1 though, compared to 2. He's pretty hard to control, and he's just like kind of fat, so like kills runs a lot because of those 2 reasons. So yeah, I'm definitely on the Heck Ramby camp. Actually, I was practicing 102% earlier today, and as soon as I got to the second Ramby level in that category, I just like couldn't get past it in most runs. So I kept making like different mistakes here and there. Also, yeah, another auto scroller, but for this one, whenever there's slopes, gonna be trying to jump, whether it's an upward slope or a downward slope. It loses some frames to jump if you're going straight, but saves time if you're going jumping on slopes. The previous auto-scroller, Rickety Race, I was jumping downwards on slopes as well, because that saves time, but in that one, jumping up slopes loses time. So it's really weird.
I always hated this level, casually. I was never a big fan of this one. This is always a bit scary when you see it. Speedrun.
I was gonna say this one used to spook me as a kid. Something about the ghost and the I guess the flame pressure, both like kind of gave a sense of dread. Yeah, of course in speedruns it's like mostly trivial except for this jump over that B. In the Japanese version of the game, there's only one B on that straightaway. If I was playing on the US version, there would have been 2 Bs there. So language difference doesn't really matter for time, but I guess technically you lose some frames there from having to jump twice in the US version. It's like a very, very tiny amount, so it's like really negligible.
The majority of runs I've seen, of runs I've seen of this are on the Japanese version normally, I think.
Yeah, it makes it a lot. It makes it a lot easier, especially if you actually have access to the game, like to a Japanese cart. Then yeah, it just makes it. It's like why not just make it easier for yourself, basically. Some other categories, Bramble Scramble actually has like a lot more enemies near the end in the US version, but since I wrong warped to skip that like almost the whole level, then definitely didn't see them here. And so the wind is a gimmick.
Yeah, but it's interesting to point out here with this wind, it is at set points in the level, so it's predictable. It isn't like a random effect.
Exactly. So you know when to like wait out the cycles and like when to jump, which I skipped the wind cycle there by doing the team up throw into that barrel. Hopefully I don't die here. Doing this part with Diddy is like always scary. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, this level I'll probably be mostly focusing. It's probably the most visually appealing level, but the latter half can be scary because you need to drop without. To go fast, drop without using the parrots, and without using Dixie's hover, which is even slower than using the parrots. So...
Yep, so this is Parrot Shoot Panic, and, well, as you can see, the intended way of working with this level is to actually use the parrots. However, as you can see, that's slow, so we don't want to do that.
I'm dead.
And this movement here is really clean.
Yeah, that spot where I got hit, so that part, when I was watching the beginner tutorial, Antilles called it the impossible strat. But, it saves like 3 seconds over the backup that I'm just gonna do now. But, that spot where I got hit, is like the one spot that you're guaranteed to die if you take that hit. If I got hit earlier or later, I could have, done backup strats to save myself, but, I got hit in like exactly the wrong spot to not be able to save myself. Alright, and here's the end.
Good job.
Yeah,
that is one of the hardest difficulties. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I was just say that you definitely see people like die in that level, so it's nothing new.
Yeah, that's one of the harder levels, I would say, in the speedrun. It's in learning the movement and getting that off is yeah, again, that's another reason why I would never go anywhere near it. I'm not that good.
Yeah, that's the level. When I was starting to learn, that level and this level are probably the two that I put the most time into. Because yeah, like I already knew that Web Woods was generally like considered like a horrible level, especially for beginners. So I grinded it a lot for like a week before I did my first run. Oh, and Toxic Tower is another one, which is I think like the third last level in the run. Oh, what? Shoot. Did I skip the mid barrel or did I get it? I forget. Okay, I got it. So, not too bad. Oh yeah, so to explain the tech that I'm doing here with shoes, I actually do like this level a lot, even though it's like fairly difficult. So I'm doing instant platforms with webs. I should have mentioned that back in Hornet Hole, but what do you do? So if you press the R and L button together, because each button forms a web, but if you press them both at the same time, it'll automatically form a web as you shoot it out. So you can platform way faster compared to what I'm doing right now. We're shooting the web and then forming the web, then jumping over to it. I think compared to doing like casual strats, it saves like a minute doing like the instant platforms. Like even with that death, I was probably still faster than like doing it casually, honestly.
Again, a very, very tricky thing to do there. To do that, really, that was great.
Yep.
I love the spider, but yeah, that level.
Yeah, the faster you try to go, the harder that level is too. So, so you like ramp up the strats, it gets like really difficult. So Crow 2 is another small instance of RNG. So when I kill the real mini Neki, then or the living one, then these barrels can spawn in 1 of 3 spots, so left, right, or middle. Yeah, left is the worst that you can get on, I think, any cycle. It's the worst on that cycle particularly. It loses like 2 seconds over getting right side spawn. Because you have to wait for that other ghost bird that's in your way. So that you don't just like clash your barrel into him. Oh, I missed? Oh my god. Well, this is a disaster. What?
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but
Yeah, it's a disaster, but still living. Oh my goodness.
if you've got a few seconds, I'll have a few words if that's okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you're finishing off this boss. Okay, remember, folks, you are watching UKSG Autumn 2021 Benefiting Crisis. We've raised $880 so far. Let's see if we can hit that 1,000 mark. All your donations go towards Crisis, as I say. We do also have our Bid Wars incentives. We've still got that super secret bonus run. It's sitting at 285 out of 500 now. So we're getting closer to that. Also, just a quick update. I'm noticing that we have met the Bring Tails incentive for Sonic 1 Forever. So we will be bringing Tails. Show us your Tails smug in chat if you've got them. We'll be bringing Tails along to the Sonic 1 Forever run. Thank you very much.
Thank you everybody for those donations. I should have actually practiced this before starting a run, but no, dude. All right, I really want to get it. I want to show that off. Also, it is technically faster to if I get it second try, even taking that death, it technically is faster than just doing the level by a little bit. But what's it called? Strat Arctic Zip. It's like the newest major time save. I think there's a bunch of runners that are going to be submitting to AGDQ that they're gonna try and submit it for a race because I think Arctic Zip has never been shown in a GDQ run, so they're but yeah, anyways, enough plugging about that. So basically I'm trying to bait this Lockjaw to follow me. And oh no. Okay, gonna try it one more time. Baiting him to follow me, and then when I Kong swap, I'm gonna try and have my position through the wall, so that when I get hit, then I should zip up through the wall, because the goal is directly above, so I'm able to get the goal in this level in like less than 40 seconds instead of taking like about a minute to get it.
Now, as he shows up in this level, I've got to ask, what is your opinion on the fish?
This guy's a jerk. Wait, on guard?
Yes.
Yeah, the swordfish, on guard.
Yes, on guard.
My bad. Ooh. Okay, so alright, let me talk about on guard a little bit. Oh man, his hitboxes are so finicky. Okay, I'll try one more time. If I actually die, I'll just do the level normally after that. Just to try and prevent myself from going over estimate. Usually, I don't think I've ever had like worse than second try in a run on this, so that's a new first for me. Well, yeah. On guard has a lot of finicky hitboxes that he's attacking. So like, in 100% runs especially, like it's so easy to fail bonuses where you have to kill enemies because his hitbox is kind of jank. I love that you move really fast in the water with him though, but the finicky hitboxes make me upset.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that didn't work. Alright, gonna just do the level normally. So that was the premise of it, but I think my position was a tiny bit too far to the left, so I fell out of the wall when I was zipping. Unfortunate that I couldn't show it, but yeah, just move on, I guess. So I guess you get 2 for the price of 1. You get to see how this level is normally done, with pretty much like the warpless strats.
I get a bit more fish.
So yeah, sometimes when you're using On Guard's attack there, like sometimes you'll just take a hit for no reason on those enemies. Oh. Speak of the devil.
Oh, oh. There he goes.
There. I did my lunge attack just as the water was dropping, so I was able to for some reason when you charge, like just as the water touches you, it makes you go down. On guard will still continue going downwards, so I was able to save a small amount of time there too. So yeah, since I also lost Dixie at the end, I couldn't try to do the Diddy Windy strat as well. Which normally you can't do it in any percent anymore if you get Arctic Zip, because you have to lose Dixie anyway. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this
I know you...
Oh,
sorry, carry on. You go ahead.
I was gonna say this level's like kind of difficult, but not like that hard. The only thing I think the thing that makes it a lot harder is that like when you're on a pace and like, you know, you've just finished doing Arctic Zip, which is like a run killer a lot of times. That adds extra pressure nowadays in runs to this. At the end, there is a strat. At the end, there is a strat that I'll try to do it. Why not? It's called Ghetto B Skip. Actually, because I went for it in my PB run and failed it, that's what costed me getting a 39 and costed me from getting top 30 as well on the leaderboards. Because it does lose about 12 seconds if you fail it. So, oh, and I failed it. Shoot. So yeah, you can kind of go. Oh, wow. All right, there's a good chance I might go over estimate now. My bad on that.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I was going to say, though, you'll probably disagree with me, but I'd be interested to hear what chat thinks of this. This level has probably my favourite music in the game.
I agree.
Do you disagree?
I agree. This song... Yeah, Mining Melancholy.
Mining Melancholy. Yeah, Mining Melancholy. Yeah, this is my favourite track. Everybody goes for Sticker Brush Symphony, but this is my favourite track in this game, I think.
Yeah, I think Sticker Brush is it's great. It's great, but I think people overhype it a lot. Oh, failed Ghetto B skip twice. Dang. I think my position was a little too far forward compared to the inputs that I was doing. So, since I lost Diddy, assuming I don't die again, I need to actually backtrack to Arctic Abyss to get Diddy back, because I'm going to be doing another wrong warp that requires both Kongs for the setup. So, yeah, so that's where the huge time loss comes from, failing Ghetto B skip. Because you absolutely need to start with 2 Kongs. And also start off with Diddy. It's another thing. Yo, Forest Interlude is so good. That's all.
I was just going to say, we're discussing the tracks in chat here. I'll be quiet here for this bit coming up.
Oh, so many bangers in this game. Alright, should work. Yeah, got it. Cool. So yeah, that level is like the longest auto-scroller out of like any level in the whole trilogy. So, yeah, we're able to make it about like half a minute because you can do a death wrong warp, a death wrong warp with the clobber and the Ramby barrel cutlass and the Ramby barrel together. So there was an older strat. That's also a new wrong work. An older strat where you do a goal summon about a minute and a half into the level. But yeah, this new wrong warp saves a minute over that one. And like the old one still saved like 3 minutes over like doing the level normally. So it's a really long level.
Yeah, that's what I would also like to say, is that there is still, after how long this game has been out, we're talking 20 plus years here, we're still finding new tech and new skips and ways of just improving it. And it's just amazing to see a game of this age still having sort of the odd thing tweaked with it. It's brilliant.
Yep. Yeah, I bet there's still going to be like more things to come out too. There's been like a lot of like small time save optimizations that have been coming out when like people have been putting the time to like tasks and grind. There was a bit of work in 102% recently, because SBD Wolf, who is the world record holder for any percent. Also, that wrong warp is pretty obnoxious to get, but it I made it look easy again.
Yep, nicely done.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can screw it up. Like the way that you run off the ledge could like change your IDs even, so you have to like not hug the very corner of the wall. So yeah, here's Toxic Tower. This is the level I was talking about that I've practiced a lot. I still do like intermediate strats even, because there's 2 or 3 true double jumps that it could go for to save like I think collectively it would save about 2 seconds, but yeah, I opt not to go for it because one of them I find just like too difficult to get like the max height like double jump, and you need to have a max height one, otherwise the strat won't work. And then the other 2 they're like way less hard, but still a 3-frame window to do the true double jump, so it's very easy to mess it up.
What do you think about the Rattly hitbox? Somebody's mentioning it there.
I really hate his hitbox so much. So one of the things that killed like my best pace ever in a run was that I jumped on an enemy with Rattly and he like fell through the enemy and I got hit and died. And I was like, what?
Sounds about right.
I think it has to do with frame rules and like hitbox detection. So it just like happened on like my best pace ever, but I lost the run because of that. So yeah, no boss here at the end of World 6. Also got to make sure not to accidentally re-enter World 6 here, because when you complete all the other worlds, you automatically get moved to the next world on the map. But for that cutscene for World 7 starting, it doesn't move you to World 7, so you better not be mashing buttons during the cutscene, otherwise you're gonna re-enter World 6. And that wastes like 20 seconds, so. I've done it when I first started running this game, I did it in like 2 different PBs back to back. Well, that was like my first like half a week even of like running this game.
This is quite an iconic level.
Yeah, the race with Screech. You also get to hear the race music because I missed the race skip, which I think saves like 2 or 3 seconds. But yeah, you can kind of like fly over the trigger for it. But yeah, I went like a tiny bit too low and triggered the race. So yeah, when you're on PB pace, this level is like terrifying because it's so easy to like crash into bees or hit brambles. And going for like that B ring skip that I got is like, oh man, on PB pace it's like got like, it's really scary going for it.
Very nice level.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth. Like aside from missing the race skip. All right, so here's the final boss. So at about 3 minutes will be time. Yeah, this fight is pretty long. So yeah, pretty straightforward. You gotta dodge whatever he's doing and then throw the cannonballs back into his gun. And this cycle has a bit of RNG because one of these spikes are going to turn back to normal, and it can be either one. Which it doesn't save or lose time, like regardless, because you still have to wait for him to start actually sucking with his gun. So like, I guess if it's like the left one, it makes it like marginally harder, but that's about it.
I honestly think one of the few things you could possibly, the few criticisms you could maybe level about this game is the bosses in general, as was the case with the first game, of course. Obviously, for DKC 3, the bosses did have a little bit of an uptick there, but these bosses, especially this final boss, always struck me as being not basic, but you know what I mean, a little bit anticlimactic, perhaps.
I agree with that. Yeah, DKC 3, like, even in speedruns, a lot of those boss fights are really cool, because, yeah, the devs did make them more difficult comparatively to the first two games. And yeah, this one's like, I don't know, I guess the only thing that makes it kind of difficult after you've, like, beaten it once is that it's really long. That's about it. Because, yeah, there's literally, like, oh crap, 9 cycles. So yeah, I really didn't want to lose the cannonball and miss that cycle, because it loses like 25 seconds if I failed that. Since I threw it too early. Because there's a bit of an optimization called Dustless. Oh, I messed up the Blue Diddy glitch. It's a marathon tradition to show that off, but I botched it.
No worries.
Oh well, it is what it is.
This boss is, yeah, it's as you've said, it's quite a thing. I wouldn't say it was difficult, but it's a bit boring when you've done it a few hundred times.
Yeah, I actually like never practiced this fight when I learned to speedrun this game until yesterday. I actually put some practice, because there's like a bit of an optimization called Dustless. So like when you start sucking, like try to suck and you throw the cannonball, you can throw it into his gun before you see any dust particles to save some frames, which can save like, I don't know, 3 seconds throughout the course of the fight. All right, and so when, oh god, I jumped early. So when the when the coin falls on me, that is time, and it's time.
GG.
Hey, thanks a lot, Tim. Also, thanks for keeping me company, by the way, on the couch.
No problem at all. I hope I didn't distract you too much. I felt a bit bad a couple of times there. I was like, oops, he died. That's my fault.
Oh, no, not at all. I make mistakes. So.
No. Well,
surprisingly, I was pretty far below estimate.
Yep, underestimate there, 46.39.
I forget if I was at 47 or 48 for this marathon, for my estimate.
48. Have you got anything else you'd like to say before we go?
All right. Yeah, I'm actually glad that I've improved a lot of my general strats in this game, because even if I were to have done this run like even like 3 weeks ago, I'd probably have gone over estimate with like all those mistakes I made. But I think my quality of play has improved a lot, so it definitely helps a lot. So anyways, again, everybody, thank you very much for the donations, and I'll definitely be hanging out in chat. I meant to type _donate during the run, but the chat rules popped up, so then I ran out of time to type it. Usually I like to just type it like an excess amount of times in like in streams that I participate in. So there you are. All right. Yeah, if you're interested in speedrunning this game, yeah, there's the Donkey Kong Country wiki for pretty much the whole trilogy, and also the Game Boy games as well. So, yeah, you can definitely give it a follow. The Discord is really helpful as well for, like, there's tons of people that are, like, glad to answer questions and, like, help you out for the game. So, yeah, if you're ever interested, definitely recommend taking a dive into it, especially the second one. All right, anyways, peace out, everybody. Thank you very much for watching.
Yep, thank you very much, Ryan, for an amazing run there. Yeah, I'd just like to second that, what Ryan was saying there. The Donkey Kong Country speedrunning community is very, very welcoming. Fantastic resources, probably some of the best speedrunning resources available. Obviously a large number of runners because it is a popular game, but everybody's incredibly helpful. I don't speedrun the game myself, but it's one obviously that I know quite well, and it's an amazing experience. It's just such an amazing game. So I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you so much again, Ryan, for that fantastic run. Okay, stay with us, folks. We are going to be going to an intermission very shortly. We have another run coming up now that's going to be quite interesting. We've got Skylanders Spyro's Adventure with Duke Dragon 28. And I will be handing off now to Laser Trap on the hosting. But thank you very much indeed, UKSG. I hope everybody has enjoyed. We've raised $880 so far for Crisis. Please keep those donations coming in. Thank you very much, and cheerio for now.